This is good. Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Hi. Hi. Hi, everyone. How's it going? Welcome to my channel. I'm just gonna try my best not to laugh my ass off while filming this. I keep thinking, did I turn my camera on? Just give me a minute.
It's on.
Oh, it is on. This is kind of what I want to do on this channel. I just want to talk about stuff. You know when you hang out with your best friend, it's just like you're on the same wavelength. When you're with that friend, what do you guys like talk about? You just talk about like stuff, like cool stuff you find cool. So this is kind of what I want to do on this channel. I don't want to like dissect stuff scientifically. What I'm more interested in is like people's experiences, right? When 10 people read a book, you could get like 10 different interpretations. They could just like experience it differently. They could interpret the same story in different ways, and I think it's very cool. Just so much stuff. There are so many factors that impact how we experience and interpret things. So this is kind of what I want this channel to be about. It's about just like talking about being a human being on this planet. I want this channel to be sort of like a way for me to embrace the process of just like bringing certain topics to the surface level, talking about it with other humans, meeting new people, talking to them about their own experiences, and trying to like empathize on their experiences, even though it might have like nothing to do with your own experience. I want to like bring up topics, tell you my story, see what other humans just seem to think about this topic, and then talk to you. I could be like, all right, tell me your story. Let me interview you. I want to hear your story. Maybe we'll learn something. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. Because this channel is just about talking about stuff. Now that we're on the topic of stuff, this is the stuff that I want to talk about today. It is social media. Social media is like, it is such a big part of our lives right now. How many times do you interact or think about or are affected by social media per day? What social media has sort of become in the last few years? Do you use it every day? It almost feels like a duh question is like, of course I use social media every day. But that's weird because like 30 years ago, that was not a thing that anyone did. So 100 years ago, people also didn't watch TV every day, and maybe now we also watch TV every day. But social media is not something that is like confined to the living room. TV was like, you could compare it to like a campfire. Imagine like a campfire, hunter gatherer times, you know, people are sitting in the woods, there's a campfire, we're sort of huddled up around it, maybe like telling stories. Think TV, when it first came out, was maybe something similar. It had a place in your house that you had to go to. Other people could join you. It was an activity that was tied to a specific place. All you have to do is just like pick out your phone, one click. It is something that is with you almost every minute and every day, unless you're like blocked by something else. Like you're in a work meeting. Although I'm pretty sure a lot of people check social media during work meetings, especially if they work online. I want to talk about your relationship with social media. How many hours of social media use do you have per day? What's your favorite platform? If you think of social media platforms as like places, some people like to hang out at the gym, some people are more like at the skateboard park, you know, some people just go to the arcade. But now it's like, oh, you're like a Twitter guy or like you're a Snapchat gal or whatever. Like, where do you hang out online? Go back 10 years ago. We're in 2024. 10 years ago, 2014. How has your social media use like evolved over those 10 years? What did it look like back then? Was it sort of like a constant kind of like evolution or change? Or was it like one way and then at some point something happened to you or the platforms themselves or to the world? How has your relationship with social media changed over the last 10 years? When did you get hooked? When social media first came out, like we were all so excited to use it. Like I was around when Facebook like first got started. It's like right now my Instagram profile is like a place in my head that like I could meet people at. You know, it's like I open my stories and I just see, oh, my friend is like doing this. Oh wow, he's there. Oh hey man, that's so cool. I feel like almost like I'm catching up with my friends on social media. So it's kind of like my brain makes it feel like a place that I could like sort of go to just simply by picking up my phone and like opening up Instagram stories, right? But if we go back like 10 years ago, that was not what it was. So when did you get hooked, right? Which app was it? Did you get hooked straight up on like back from the Facebook days? Because I know people who were hooked on Facebook from like day one, not me. But was it Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? I never used really Twitter or Snapchat or anything other than like Facebook and Instagram. Really, those are the only two platforms I've like consistently used. So what about you? Like what was your first app that you sort of like it became like a habit for you to use it? Like I want to know what was the first app that like you got hooked on? An app that started like turning from, oh hey, you know, I'm on my computer, might as well just like check Facebook, to like I check this regularly every day, or at least every day, right? So that's kind of like hooked. Like this is kind of a place where you frequent every day, right? Unless something is like going on. So that's my definition of hook. What was your first platform that got you hooked? Let me know down in the comments. I don't want to like obsess over like social media. I want to talk about something a little bit more specific. For me, like just the social aspect of social media has never been like a big deal. Like I don't really care about people liking my photo or liking my video or commenting on my post. This has never been like a thing for me. So I'm not gonna really talk about that much. What I do want to talk about is something that I refer to as like algorithm time. What is algorithm time? Algorithm time is the time you spend on an app or a platform where you're just consuming. Okay, so what is algorithm time? It's time you spent consuming content on an app that you didn't ask for, and okay, content you didn't search for, ask for, or even know exists, right? Like when you open up Instagram Reels, you don't know what you're getting served up. You don't know if it's gonna be funny. You don't know if it's gonna be interesting. And sometimes it's even a genre you don't know existed. Like one time I got a video of some dude who's like cooking a recipe, like a dessert recipe, and it's kind of like very sexual. Like basically he's getting like the orange and just like showing it to you and like just doing stuff to it, and I'm like, ugh, man, I didn't know that existed, but it does, and there's a lot of likes on it. So I didn't ask for this. Why am I looking at this, right? So this is kind of how I define algorithm time. It's like time you spend on a platform, on an app, where you don't know what you're gonna get served up. Like it's kind of like this assembly line of stuff, and you just show up, you look at it, you're like, so what's going on today? And you just keep getting served up content that you have no idea what it is, and it's kind of non-ending. So that's also another sort of aspect of this algorithm time, is that like there is no time limit or content limit. There's no limit on this assembly line. This assembly line goes on forever. If you want to stay here literally for the next 3 weeks, you're welcome. You can do that. One last thing I want to say about algorithm time, and I'm going to keep doing air quotes. Sorry, you have to deal with it. A lot of times it's forceful. Forceful as in sometimes as soon as you open an app, the video just starts playing. I maybe use Instagram to post pictures because I'm a photographer. I maybe use Instagram to talk to my friends. I maybe use Instagram to post about my travel adventures. But sometimes like you open it, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like sometimes as soon as you open it, it's already on Reels. And I'm like, I didn't ask for this, man. But I don't immediately realize that. So that's the forceful part. Like, they just kind of like feed it to you. And I'm like, what? Maybe I'm going to give you another question and let me know down in the comments. So, out of your screen time, like we could all just like open up our phones and check the screen time app, and it says 2 hours per day. You have 2 hours, right? Or is it more like 8? Is it 8? Oh no, it's 2. It's 2 hours, not 8. Yeah. But out of your overall screen time, how much of it is like algorithm time? How much of it is just, I don't even know what I'm doing here? And obviously, I don't even know what I'm doing here is a question of like self reflection, which it takes a while for you to even ask that question because sometimes you're just tired. I'm tired. So you don't ask, what am I even doing here? You just sit there, this like infinite stream of content, and you don't even ask yourself, which is not a bad thing. I'm not blaming you, but this is such an unusual experience that did not exist 10 years ago for me, or I think for most people. Like, yes, sure, you could sit and watch TV and you kind of don't know what you're going to find on TV, but you kind of flip through channels a little bit and then you find something that you like and then you keep watching it, right? Kind of similar, but I think this algorithm time is almost like someone who turned flipping through the TV into like its own feature. Like flipping through the TV until you find something you like was kind of like a problem, right? There's too many channels and maybe a lot of them just like have weird stuff or stuff I'm not interested in or ads or whatever. So you just keep flipping until you find like a good hook. But once you find it, you stay, right? But now it's like the apps are trying to just make you keep flipping through the TV. Like instead of thinking, oh, that's bad, hey, let's fix the problem where users just keep flipping through content and they don't know what they want to consume. No, 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 no. Let's turn flipping through content into the main activity. Blows my mind. Out of your overall screen time, how much of it is time spent just consuming stuff you didn't ask for, didn't search for, and maybe, again, didn't even know existed? Ask yourself something. This is a self reflection homework. Once you're done, let's say I spent like 10 minutes on my phone, right? Once you pause, or once you like get off of the platform, just ask yourself, how much of that content do you remember? Just think about like 3 funny reels that you remember. For me, I honestly struggle to remember anything except maybe the really triggering stuff, like if it was like gory, sad news, because it kind of like really lingers in my head. But again, 10 minutes of video consumption, that is a lot of content. How much of it do you remember? Ask that to yourself. And again, let me know. So, this is kind of like the insidious thing that I want to talk about. When did we start consuming like stuff we didn't ask for? That shift from like sort of knowing what we're signing up for to like not knowing at all what we're signing up for, and that sort of being the sport itself. It's kind of like making TV flipping into the thing itself. When did we start just spending time on social media apps where we just consume infinite content we didn't know existed, we didn't ask for, and don't even know if we like or not, right? That shift, like when did that happen, right? And the reason I want to discuss that is I think that there is some evidence that making like a lot of decisions throughout your day really stresses you out and makes you feel like you're burnt out or you're tired. So it's kind of like why you could be like super burnt out after like 8 days of working at the office, even though like you never even got up. You've been sitting the whole day, but you feel so tired. It feels hard to cook or eat healthy food. It feels hard to work out. It feels hard to meditate. It feels hard sometimes to even like call up your friends and make plans. So there is some evidence, and I'll try to link maybe if I find the resources. I'll try to link to the research in the video description. But basically, they're saying that the more decisions you make, the sort of like more traffic or more like traffic congestion happens in your prefrontal cortex. So it made me think like, is this algorithm time also overloading the same decision circuits in our brain? Because you're sort of trying to figure, like with every reel or TikTok, you're kind of like trying to either consciously or subconsciously trying to figure out if you want to keep watching it or not. So you flip, you get something, you evaluate it, you sort of try to process, what is it? Do I like it? Do I not like it? Am I bored? Am I engaged? Flip and repeat. Flip and repeat. So is this overloading the same like decision making part of our brain? Could a session of 30-minute algorithm use or longer actually lead to you feeling burnt out, tired, and just feel like lacking motivation? Could this be could it be contributing to actually literally overloading your brain? Could it make your brain on a neurobiological level like less primed to be optimal? You know, like when you wake up, you're fresh, assuming you got good sleep, if your nutrition's good, everything's sort of set up for you to succeed, you know, or set up for you to learn well, or set up for you to like connect with other humans as best as you could, as best as your maybe like abilities are. But what if like this algorithm time is actually frying up your brain in a way that makes it, I don't want to say impossible, but makes it harder for you on a neurobiological level to operate at your best? This is a break because I think I'm gonna maybe pee. I need to pee. Hello, non-existent viewer. I'm just filming an outro because the video I shot could probably be edited into like 5 videos. I just basically talked nonstop for like an hour and a half. So I'm just gonna like wrap it up right now and just basically pretend that my original idea was to make a video talking about what I define as algorithm time. But yeah, I'll try to edit another video and upload it soon. So peace.